Ding, 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 ding. All right, we have with us today the one and only, the Greek stallion himself, Mr. Stefan Ciancio. I'm sorry, ladies, he's no longer single. You had your opportunity for years. I promoted him. But he does have some amazing technology around AI. Actually, I've seen it. It is cool. It's one of those, you see AI that can do a lot of stuff, but then sometimes you see something, you're like, whoa, like how did it just do that? That was incredible. We're going to talk about that. But first, before I start, we're live. So hello, leave a comment, click like. If you're watching this, you're one of two. You're either watching it on my social media, and that means I need to get you into the Make My Clone Challenge, or you're watching it inside of our Facebook group, which means I need to get you pumped to be there live on December 8th, 9th, and 10th. All right, our guest is going to be featured and speaking on December 10th. And he's going to share with you something crazy. And today we're going to talk about the story behind that. And that is, he has created the only system in existence right now in the entirety of the web that can instantly create you a promotional webinar to sell your products and services. Now, if you guys know me, I kind of like webinars a little bit. And I can't tell you how many webinars I've created. I can't tell you how many webinars I've reviewed, how many of them have been complete crap, how many of them have been epic. And so the first time Stefan said this, now I've known Stefan for years now. I consider him a good friend. We've spent a lot of time together. So when he came to me excited, that carried weight, right? I'm like, okay, but if anyone else had come and said, I used AI to create a promotional webinar, I would have said, get out of here. Like, no way, it's going to suck. But when he said it, I'm like, I'm interested. And so we sat down on a couch and he demoed it. And I sat there thinking, holy crap, he's done it. Like, that is good, right? It's especially a great place to start. And that would convert, like that would get people sales. And it happened live before my eyes in a matter of minutes. I mean, these webinars take me weeks sometimes to put together properly. It's insane. And so we're going to show you that and a demo of it happening during the Make My Clone Challenge. So makemyclone.com/start. MakeMyClone.ai. Sorry, not .com. Got to get that domain. MakeMyClone.ai/start. That's where you go to save your seat, upgrade to VIP, do all that fun stuff. We're probably going to be at about 20,000 people registered. I'm not making that up. This is going to be insane. We're going to have thousands of people from around the world on. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you get your seat. Make sure you get there early. All that jazz, okay? Now, Stefan, what the heck is going on, man? Tell us a little bit about what led you down this journey. I got to give you props, though. Oh, by the way, if you guys don't know this, Stefan and his business partner and Webinar Kit are one of our official partners at the Make My Clone Challenge. So they helped fund the process of this coming together. So if we could type in thank you to him, because it wouldn't be happening without his support. He was the first partner to say yes, too. So I want to give him a lot of shout out for that and love. But Stefan, if I had this idea, I would laugh at myself and just be like, that's not doable. And I wouldn't even bother trying. It's my own limited belief. What got you to even go after this thing?
Well, first of all, what an intro. So I'll take it. Secondly, as you said, we've been doing webinars for a long time. And, I think that when I was doing webinars, if it took you weeks, it took me months. I was just sitting there and I was like, this is such a pain in the butt, trying to craft slides. And I knew that webinars were the secret to standing out, but sitting there and actually trying to make slides for 3 months it was such a bottleneck. So to your point, it wasn't easy, but we did do it. We spent a lot of time building this, and the goal was just making it so anybody could truly leverage these magical things called webinars that let people, turn a stranger into a sale in as little as 45 minutes. And we worked at it really hard. It was the big focus of this year, and we finally got something that people love. And yeah, it makes it so anyone, I don't care what you're selling, you put your website in and you get a sales presentation, and it could be done in 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. So what we did, just so everyone knows, a year and a half ago, I was running the Build Your SLO challenge, did it a few times. So we have a long sales page for that. And so we just took that sales page and we put the URL into this tool. And the reason I still consider this tool to be my clone is because it went into my page, which I wrote or my clone helped me write, and emulated me, my voice, and it had enough in there, and it created a webinar. that would allow me to sell the challenge. Now, I wouldn't use a webinar to sell a $5 challenge, but the point being, I could replace that offer and pop a higher ticket offer. And then I was so excited, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Now take this sales page, which is for my higher ticket product, and do it. And now the crazy thing is like, all right, boom, 4 minutes later, out pops everything. Yep. You can take it and import it into Google Slides. You can then start editing it and doing whatever you want with it. I was truly blown away. You're going to see us use this system during the challenge. It's going to be a ton of fun. And it's just going to be epic. So, and kudos to you, Stefan, for developing it. Now, this is just one of the features, right? So Webinar Kit then not only helps you develop the software, but then it helps you run the whole damn thing. Evergreen, live, all of that. It's a really cool tool that's used at this point by how many, like, it's like tens of thousands of people that have bought this thing now.
Over 20,000 people, yeah.
Over 20,000. That's ridiculous. That's awesome, man. So tell us about how you have used webinars in your particular business, and specifically, like, let's go off of webinars a little bit and just talk AI. Like, Stefan, like, everyone's going to come to this challenge and they're going to learn from the likes of yourself and others. They're going to learn to implement AI into their brand, their business, and use that AI for marketing. How have you been able to use AI? Like, what are all the different areas that it's helped you in your business?
Yeah, so it's helped a ton. To answer your first question, Webinar Kit, one thing I don't think you're aware of yet, Anik, is you can now plug your HeyGen clone into Narrate your webinar. So I just wanted to make sure I made that clear. So AI Anik can...
How do you do that? Is that an API? Because we need to do that for another solution of ours. Is that just an API connection?
Yeah, we use the API.
Yeah. So, but here's the... Sorry, guys. We're going off the path here. I got to ask this, though. But you can't... But that person has to have a HeyGen account, right? That where they've trained that avatar themselves first.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. That's the part that I was just trying to get around. You can't train through the API.
Not currently, no. But you can give them stock people. So, like, if you have stock people, you can give that on your end. But yeah, if they want to use their own, they have to connect their own account. So,
which, guys, is like $30 or $40 a month, so that's no big. That's huge, though, man. So now you can have a webinar that's got slides, it's got you. I'll give you a little. I'll let everyone in on a little secret. We just did this morning. I wanted to get away with something, and I totally did. It worked. I had to do a presentation for this. Like, I promised a very prominent marketer that I would present at their virtual summit. I just don't have the time right now. Like, things are blowing up here. I'm literally barely sleeping. And a deadline was coming up. So I went to my assistant and I'm like, look, I already have a really killer presentation. It just needs some parts replaced to make it work for this event. Can you just figure it out and use AI? One day later, she's like, we did it. Here you go. And she sends me the file. I'm like, please don't sound like AI. Please don't. Like, please be clone worthy. Hit play. Boom. Perfect.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, this just saved me like 2 hours of my life. 2.5 hours of just, like, high energy stress. So for those of you watching, I seriously am in awe every day of the era and time in which we live, because my kids, my girls, they're not going to have experienced this magic of watching it happen. Now, they'll probably have their own technical innovation that they get to experience, but we are watching. Like, I am going to be doing a live interview during the Make My Clone Challenge, Stefan. I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to do a live interview with Sophia the robot, the first ever robotic world citizen.
Wow.
I'm gonna, by the way, I specifically messaged her team and I was like, can I please ask her if robots are going to end the world and kill all humanity? Waiting for an answer back, but that is like the only question I care to ask her. But, like, what is this vortex, this weird world we live in where I'm going to interview as a keynote a robot, but that I'm literally now doing the work of like 10 humans myself. Yeah. And it's incredible. And we're at the infancy stage of it, right? Like, even your tool, this is just V1.
Yeah.
Right? Like, imagine where all it goes. So that's incredible. I did not know you can bring HeyGen into it. So now you have a likeness and the webinar. Like, that's awesome, man. That is awesome. Yeah. So yeah, so tell us more.
I told you.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's crazy times. I mean, I think, like you said, even the robot, that's going to be fun to see. Just hope no one on your team falls in love with the robot. I think that's the thing that we have to watch out for in this day and age.
That's going to happen. That's going to happen. It's funny. only a few months ago I read these stories, right, about like people that are spending more time talking to their AI or to ChatGPT, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what weirdos. I frankly believe I might be one of them now. Um, I prefer Claude, not Chat, but I'm completely not loyal. Like I'm a horrible boyfriend. Like I just bounce around. Sometimes it's Gemini 3, ChatGPT, Claude, whoever's doing better, who has got the latest version, I'll hop on over. But what I find is anytime now that I have an idea, a business idea, a product idea, or whatever, like I run to Claude before anybody else to just ideate that. And now what's happening is when I have an idea and I want my engineering team to do it, just so I don't get them to give me the runaround and the BS, I go to Claude first. I go through the whole thing. I get it to explain to me the quickest, easiest way to get that thing done. And I go powered with that to my engineering team. And what would have taken what they would have told me would take 3 months now, they can't even fathom it, because I've already said, here's how you do it in 2 weeks. Right? And it's just in every capacity. It's amazing what we can do with AI when we start implementing it. Yeah. So what are some of the ways that you're using it in a daily basis for yourself?
Yeah, side note, my girlfriend will probably kill me for saying this, but I run to ChatGPT and I'm always telling her, "Oh, ChatGPT said this." She actually gets jealous. So you're gonna kill me for saying that, but hopefully she never sees
Dude, I'm
it.
telling you, we're not far from the time where people start falling in love with it. It is a weird dynamic to watch, even myself and my professional trust relationship that I've developed with it. And a lot of people right now, you might think to yourself, like, you've developed an actual relationship.
Yeah.
If you trust something and if you go to it for advice, for thoughts, for consultation, for answers, that's a relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah, so now everyone can, feel weird about themselves. But yeah, go ahead, Stefan.
Well, no, it's probably more people than we realize already doing that. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm using it for everything. Like you said, even as a confidant or brand strategist. But in terms of more tactical, it's creating all of our ads. Every single one of our ads is now created with AI. From video, I mean, I still do occasional live videos here and there, but for the most part, we're using AI creatives, AI ad copy. It's writing 80 to 90% of our sales copy. It's writing 80 to 90% of our webinars. It's basically, if you're not using it at this point, you're just at such a massive disadvantage, so I think that this challenge and everything you're doing is going to be so perfect timing for everyone who's coming on.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I worry and I actually stress about the small businesses that are not adapting, because the level of output that those of us who can put out, you just can't compete with.
Yeah.
So here's another story, right? So Facebook comes out with this Andromeda, update for ads, and everyone's freaking out. And so I finally go study it, and I'm like, wow, this is the exact opposite of how I run my ads. And so I'm going to have to do them differently. And so now you need volume of creative, and volume of creative done by humans and done well takes time and takes money. And time is nothing good marketers ever have, because we have an idea and we want to execute the next morning, right? And your team doesn't really share your enthusiasm on the timelines.
No.
Luckily mine does to a degree, but I will lay in bed 2 a.m. and I am creating some of the most epic image ads and video ads using AI. I'll create 40 creatives in the span of 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just, again, as I say this, I look at myself from a bird's eye view and I'm like, what are you saying? It's uncanny. And I tell people, I'm really, really good at using AI, and I'm really, really good at implementing it into my business. And I'm still probably a beginner. There's so much more I can be doing. And every day that's my journey. And that's why I'm inviting this whole community to come join my journey, so we can all collectively do this, because, yeah, we can't be left behind. So, Stefan, you're going to be on day 3 on scaling your clone. And so we're going to be on day 3 talking about the coolest, best ways to utilize that clone for advanced things. And in this case, we're going to show you how to use your clone to create an entire webinar presentation for you. And we're not just going to tell you it's possible. We're just going to show you how to do it. You're going to watch it happen live before your eyes. Nothing better than that. By the way, for anyone who would like to get Webinar Kit, I couldn't endorse it more. It's an awesome tool. Everyone in our mastermind community, by the way, that Stefan is in, like by default uses Webinar Kit. Big marketers, small marketers, doesn't matter. Stefan's been gracious enough to give a killer offer for all the Make My Clone challengers. Even if you're watching this and haven't signed up yet, I trust that you will. So, Stefan, do you want to drop the ridiculous offer in the URL for anyone who wants to go check it out?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're doing a special for you guys. It's going to be 40% off our best deal ever. So if it's possible to make the best deal ever even better, we've done it for the clone challenge. So yeah, it's just going to be getwebinarkit.com/clone.
Yep. So everyone type in www.getwebinarkit.com/clone. We'll put the URL in the comments below too. Feel free to go get it. I don't get any commission on this, by the way. So just so you guys understand, we're just tracking it so I can see how many people came through this route, but I don't get any payment for this. They've already helped and partnered with us in bringing the Make My Clone Challenge live. Love the tool. Wouldn't partner with anyone who I don't. Know Stefan for years. Love him. Love his team. Love everything that they do. Highly, highly recommend them and this tool. And even more than that, I recommend you get your butt over to the Make My Clone Challenge. That's makemyclone.ai/start. makemyclone.ai/start. Save your free seat, then upgrade to the VIP. It's $37. That's like $12 a day. And get active in the community and be live December 8th, 9th, and 10th when we go live. And you're going to absolutely freaking love it. Day 3, Stefan will be talking. And in the meantime, if you want to grab the killer offer, go to www.getwebinarkit.com/clone and you'll get Webinar Kit, the best deal they've ever had, minus another 40%. So now that's officially the best deal they've ever had.
Yes.
And so then you should message them and be like, now I want 40% off of that too. So until the point where Stefan has to pay you to join. No, that's awesome. Thank you, Stefan. That's a great deal. Any closing words? Anything you want to say to anyone?
AI is the future. You guys are in the right spot, and looking forward to the challenge.
Awesome. Love it. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys live on the challenge. It is going to be epic. Get involved. Get excited. Do not let AI pass you by. This is your year coming up. In 2025, I estimate I saved over 500 hours of work.
Wow.
Because of AI. In 2026, I genuinely believe it's going to be over 1,000 hours. And I'm not making this stuff up. I will prove it to you and show you everything I'm doing during the Make My Clone Challenge. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you on the challenge. This is Anik reminding you, when life pushes you, stand